Welcome viewer to the course of web designing. In this video I will cover the following HTML elements, that is div, span, object, embed and iframe element. The div element. The div element is used to group a set of HTML elements. The div element is often used as a layout tool because it can easily be positioned with CSS. For example, you might create a div element to contain all of the elements for the header of your site, such as logo and navigation panel. The div element is a block level element, so its content will start on a new line. The style, class and ID are the attributes commonly used with div element. The div element makes it easier to follow your code if you have used div element to hold each section of the page. This example shows how to define a div element, which works as a container to group other HTML elements. Here the ID of this div element is setting, and we have also defined the background color and text color attribute for this element. There are two elements within this div element. The first one is h1 element. The second one is paragraph element. Similarly, you can add more element to this div element. The next item to discuss is the span element. The span element is an inline element and used to permit customization of text, mostly used inside other HTML elements to customize a certain piece of content from the rest. The commonly used attributes with the span element are style, class and ID. Look at this paragraph element, and the text in this paragraph is here. I want to format this word differently from the rest of the word of this paragraph. So enclose this word and span element, such as this is the starting tag of the span element, while this one is the closing tag, and here we want to set the color of this word to dark green. Here I want to show you practically that how the div and span elements work. The div element is already created, which works as a container for other HTML elements. So the starting tag of the div element appears at line number 7, while its closing tag appears at line number 13. The ID of this div element is setting, and I have also defined the background color and text color property for this element. There are two elements within this div element. The first one is h1 element, which appears at line number 8, while the second element is the paragraph element. The starting tag of the paragraph element appears at line number 9, while its closing tag appears at line number 12. Now let's to check its output. So come to the browser, type localhost, so this is the output of this course. Now I want this word Pakistan to format differently from the rest of the words in this paragraph. So for this purpose, enclose this word Pakistan and span tag. So let's do it. Type span move this closing tag from here, put it here. Note, add the style property. So style. Now within the style property, define the text color. So color dark green. Let's define the font size. The font size, let's say, equal to 13 pixels. Now save this file. Come to the browser and refresh it. Now look at the word Pakistan. Its text color is dark green and its font size also greater than the rest of the paragraph. The object element defines an embedded object within HTML document. It is used to embed plugins like Java Applets, PDF Reader, and Flash Player and web pages. The object element uses the data attribute to point to the resources and the type attribute to define its main type. Any content within the object element tags will be used as a fallback for the browser that don't support the embedded resources type. In this example, the object element places an image of type SVG on the page and provides an image of type PNG as a fallback. The embed element. The embed element defines an embedded object within HTML document. The embed element was created by Netscape and supported in all major browsers. It has always been well supported by web browsers, but it was not adopted into a formal specification until HTML5. Embed is an empty element that points to an external resource with the src attribute. Look at these codes to embed a PDF file within your code. Now to show you the object and embed tag practically. Look at these codes. Here I have already implemented the object and embed tags. The object tags start at line number 7 and cover up to line number 9, while the embed tag is presented at line number 10. An object tag, I am going to show you an image of type JPG, while to provide an image of type SVG as a fallback contents. An embed tag, I am going to show you the PDF file. One of the main difference will be noted here is that the embed tag do not provide the fallback contents. Now come to the browser to view its output. So type here localhost object embed.html. So this is the output. The first one is an image, while here we are showing the contents of a PDF file. Iframe or inline frame is used to embed another document within the current HTML document. One common use of iframe that you may have seen on various websites as to embed a Google map into a page. The contents of an iframe can be any HTML page. The basic syntax for adding an iframe is the starting tag, while this one is the closing tag of the iframe, and the src, the source attribute, as used to specify the URL of the page to be loaded in the iframe, while use the height and width attribute to set the size of the frame. Look at these codes. Here I want to show you how to define an iframe within your HTML document. So I have created 4 iframe in this document. The value of the width property for all the frame has a value of 300, while the height property has a value of 280 for all the frames. The value of src attribute for the first frame as a frame1.html, while for the last, that is fourth frame, the value of src attribute is frame4.html. While src attribute is not defined for frame 2 and frame 3. So come to the browser to view the output of these codes. So type here localhost/iframe. So this is the output of these codes. Here in the first frame there are 2 links, that is 2 hyperlinks. When we click the first hyperlink, it will open an HTML document in this second frame. So click it. While when we click the second hyperlink, it will open a PDF file in this fourth frame. So click the second link. So using the iframe in this way, you can insert different type of documents within your web page. As I mentioned before, one use of the iframe is to insert a Google map in your website. So let's suppose I want to insert a Google map in this document instead of this frame. So first of all, delete this frame 2 from here, because instead of this we want to place the Google map. After deleting this, come to the browser and search for the location which we want to insert here. So write google.com, type here Google map, click this link. So I want to insert the Guwahati University of Science and Technology location. So click this one, Guwahati University of Science and Technology. After clicking the link, a box like this will appear for you. Here click this share button. Then here the first tab is send a link. Here embed a map. So click this one. Here the medium. You can use small, medium, large or customized size. So select the customized size. The width of the other frame in our document is 300. So set this one to 300. While height of the other frame is 280. So write 280 here. After that, press the link, that is copy HTML, and return to the code to paste the link. Paste it here. So an iframe is created here. Save the file. Refresh the browser. Google Maps is inserted here. Guwahati University of Science and Technology.